up and get it early, never late. Look, Charleston White has been getting away with doing the same routine over and over for the last, I don't know how many said years, but it's been a long time. And what he's been getting away with is what everything they tell us that we are not allowed to do on YouTube platforms and social media sites. He's not viewed as a threat. His content has not been tampered with. They keep rolling out more promotion. I hardly ever speak about this gentleman. Do you understand this? All of these different scenarios come to play when they talk about Mr. Charleston White. And then you get the biggest cap artist in T.I., who's so confused he don't know what he want to be from one day to the next. The trapster, the pimpster, the black activist. Okay, man. Whatever. Now, people saw Kwame's video and was like, man, why you ain't make a video on Charleston White and T.I.? They just wanted to hear me do the T.I. voice. That's all that was. But I'm like, if I do a video, I'm going to tell you what's really going on and why all of this stuff is happening. He is in partnership and working with DJ Academics, who wants to put him under his wing. But before all that, he has been doing the same routine for years. Now he wants to be a comedian. Right? But before, he was doing all this on social media, saying the most outlandish things. They're saying, I think everybody should die that's in the gang. All gangbangers need to die. That's why ain't none of them they done no good. All they doing is taking everybody alive. So they ain't serving no purpose. They ain't serving no purpose on the earth, so they didn't need to die. And then we need to get everybody else, kill them too. They them die. And they all die. And them all coming. They don't like it, let them come up. Ain't none of them ain't ran up on me. If they run up on me, they all gonna die. You know, it's just, that ain't comedy to me. But it's whatever other people think is comedy for them. That's their taste and whatever. What they're doing and what he's saying is that this person here is agitating, is what T.I. is saying. He's agitating violence. You're provoking people to come at you with violence, which would lead to one person being deceased and another one in jail. Haven't we seen enough of that from our society? Now, T.I.'s son King is an idiot. And they failed in trying to teach this kid the right things by spoiling him. And now that he's a young man out here doing silly acts just to be filming it on the social media sites, now you have a bigger problem at hand. And that bigger problem is that you're going to be faced with changes that's going to affect everything that revolves around you. You need a translation. All of the benefits that normally would come, sponsorships and all of these things, they're going to fall at the wayside. No sponsorship going to want to touch this. I wouldn't touch a sponsor that would touch them, that would do something like this. But what does it do? Build their name up in social media to people don't even know why they're popular. But one thing I could say Charleston White has done is he has donated money. He's actually put his money where his mouth is and helped some people in the community. probably more than this man over here, T.I., has proclaimed he has done. Charleston White has actually done things. That I can say is true. But all money ain't good money. You can't talk about killing everybody, killing all the gang members, and that's just gonna solve everything. And then just throw a couple dollars down, be like, I helped Duck Mama. I helped Duck Mama. I helped everybody Mama. I helped Kid Bomb Mama. And then you over here picking a side the next day. You don't ride with Nipsey Hussle's people, then talk about Nipsey Hussle the way you did. You don't do that. That's not how real men carry themselves. That's not how we do as brothers. So you can't throw a couple of dollars on something to justify your behavior. That don't work, bruh. That don't work. And what they doing is playing on our ignorance. Mentioning his name will get you a lot of hits and views. That's what people think, so they mention him. But why is this guy trending on social media like that? Why is this guy always being put on these platforms and to get all of these hits and views? Why are they putting him in such predicaments? I'll tell you why. It's a very dangerous game he's playing. But when it's appearing that you are either working with the police or cool with them in a sense where you evoke things to happen, then when they happen, you go run to the authorities. That's what these dudes do. When he go out certain places, he gets security. And then when he gets caught by real people who ain't with the script, when they ain't with the script or the program, and people surround him, here come the cops. Here come the police. Here come everybody. But you invoking something to happen to you. Wherever Charleston White goes, there's people with cameras. He got security. Now you got his son getting all the attention he want. Now T.I. finna get the attention he want. They gonna use Charleston White for the attention. His son King gonna jump on it full circle, because why would he even respond? Kwame Brown said that too. If he's agitating it, why are you gonna give him what he want? Why y'all gonna respond to him? So when you respond to him, you make it worse. Now, he the type that talk all mad about everybody, right? And then when somebody said, all right, we gonna come pull up on you, I'm calling the police. That's a threat. That's a threat. That sounds very familiar than a person that was on here going back and forth with us, right? When he was on there with his alcoholic bum friend of his, he was on that channel talking all reckless. He wanted all the smoke. Then when he was getting his butt whooped and stomped into the ground, then he wanted to talk about running to the courts. And then we like, you know what, go on. We through with you. We don't play with people like you. Go on. You can just go ahead. We don't deal with people like you. So you can go. You gone. If everybody out there, you know, if you was kids, all the kids out there, they playing sports and wrestling, and the kid that fall down and lose, he get mad and go home and tell his mom, oh, mama, they hit me. Like, man, we was all out here wrestling. He just getting his butt whooped. It ain't our fault he can't wrestle. Then he want to come out after he stopped crying, want to play again. Nah, bro, go back in the house. Nobody want to play with you. That's how these dudes are. That's how these dudes are. They punks. So when they move like punks, you treat them like a punk. You say, all right, punk, stay over there. You do your punk stuff over there. Whatever punk activity you got coming, you do it over there. We punk season over. Y'all gone. Now what y'all got? Nothing. So this stuff that he's doing is punk activity. Man. Well, Charleston White wants all gangbangers to die. Why? They ain't doing nothing but taking everybody's lives. Why are they gangbangers? Tell us, Mr. White. Why are there such things as gangs? Hit the like button, good people. I know many of y'all just got here. We finna get into it deep. I gotta get my morning tea on. What's worse? He said, who's the worst community? Charleston or the gangs? I would say Charleston. Because what he's doing is feeding the ideology and spreading negativity across millions of people across the world. Gangs are just doing what they do in their area and they few blocks that they live in. We highlight the gangs and their activities. But why are they gangs? Gangs, did you know, used to be politically funded by the government? How many of you knew that? The Peace Stone Rangers? I'm from Chicago. I'm from the home of the gangs. East Coasters ain't know what a gang really was. No, I'm not. I'm finna tell you why. The system was so bad against us, the people united was all split up. All the black leaders were being assassinated. So neighborhoods who joined forces together started to create groups to help empower and feed their communities. The Peace Stone Rangers, which is now known as the Blackstones. They had the South Side, Jeff Ford and all those guys. They were paid and funded by the government as a political party. They helped the communities put food, book bags, clothing on the children. They policed the neighborhoods. They were keeping the South Side clean. Then they got word that, hey, these guys are moving drugs. How did they get the drugs? How do they get these state-of-the-art guns? How does a person with no education, no money, nothing, have access to the most dangerous weapons on the planet? Where would they get anybody with a license to be able to get them? All of them are criminals. How would they get access to these weapons? Did you ever ask yourself that? Where are they getting the ammunition from? How are they getting all of these state-of-the-art firearms that's supposed to be illegal and off the books? So if you're going to talk about the whole thing, Mr. Charleston, just don't give hot takes and just say, kill them all. It's all them good, them gangbangers. They ain't none of them, they ain't work none, they ain't doing nothing but taking everybody alive. They just taking up time anyway. They all need to go. They all need to die. They all need to go. And they all come for me. Oh, I got something for them. Ain't none of them going to pull up on me. Because I tell them. I mean, if you're going to do all that, start telling people and educating people the right way. Instead of going for hot takes. Tell people what they need to know respectfully. Educate these people since you got them by the masses, you got their attention. Because there's ways to do things too. I donate to charities. I'm sponsoring people. I'm helping people getting jobs on the Patreon right now. High paying jobs. So if everybody is signed up to my Casino for Life Patreon, I've been helping y'all get jobs. Dude right now going for a trucking job, $34 an hour. Start. So we're doing that right now. Because most of y'all don't even know these jobs are open and that they're looking for people because they don't advertise it to us. We helped y'all get student loan money, grant money that's free from the government paying you to go to school. But they ain't gonna tell you about it because they don't want you to go. I showed you a black man invented an app so that y'all can go and get it. All this information is on the Patreon. But then you know what they tell me? Man, this is expensive. You charge $24. If somebody gonna give me $24, right? And all I gotta do is spend $24.99? You spend $20 in a week on bull it. Stop it. You ain't got $25 for the month? If you're good at something, why do it for free? If I was white, you wouldn't even have asked the question. Now, you see, here's the situation. The problem is that we have is our lack of education. If we were smart, we wouldn't even go down that route because we know gang banging and drug dealing, that is a short sale. You might say, what do you mean by a short sale? Oh, we got some explosive stuff coming up on the VIP Patreon with Blueface, his girl Chrissy Ann, that whole BS circle, and what they really finna try to do to you. So pay attention to that. But there's a lot of different activities transpiring right now that you're not aware of. So I'm finna go through that with y'all right now so y'all can be aware. Yeah, we got the Jay-Z Beyonce thing. I've had this video for 4 months and they still haven't approved it. Anything about Beyonce right now, they're not even letting me put out. So it's going on the Patreon, VIP, definitely going there. And we're going to start that off on November the 1st. Straight like that. November 1st. That's going up. It's about being an artist or a commodity. And I guess they saw that and then said, no, this ain't coming out. So it's not even a long video. I'm like, man, that's not even a long one. But see, when you have the federal government doing what they do, oh, y'all don't think y'all ever seen this room in my house? Yeah, I'm still fixing it up, putting it together. But yeah, this is my other room. See, Sino got so many rooms in the house. Sino and Forrest Whitaker. Sino and Billy D. Want some Coke 45? Now, the situation is, no. WAC 100 knows how to scam trucking. See, WAC 100 got in the game by ripping off his uncle that was putting him onto the game. See, his uncle was the truck driver, and WAC was being the one that followed him up. And then he started seeing the guys who was unloading getting more money than him. So he went back there and took the check back, and he was acting like he was unloading too. Going there with those guys, and he was the one putting his name on the check, getting paid double. So he's a hustler. So he was ripping off his own uncle who was helping him. Why? Because that's what WAC is, a hustler. He's not a businessman, he's a hustler. Who do you know big time doing big time contracts with WAC 100? It's always some Mickey Mouse cat in the hat type production. You be like, oh, what channel is this gonna be on, BET? And then, no, it's gonna be on CMBET. Yeah, Compton's most BET. It's gonna be law. Trust me, Compton's most BET is gonna be the best thing you've ever seen. We gonna start it from the jump. They say we can get 80%. Now you think BET gonna give you 80%? But Compton's most black entertainment. That's where it's really gonna go. We really gonna blow it in. Compton's most BET. I guarantee you, everything he has done, and I spoke on it on the Patreon when we talk about that Bluetooth rapper of his. But getting back to Charleston, you talking about children, two 21-year-old kids, over and over again, going back and forth, disrespecting Boosie's son and all that. Bruh, listen. All I'm gonna tell you is this. You are aggravating people and agitating them to come after you with violence. How is that bettering a community? You have not went out at any white group, sir. What white group have you went after? Because your last name is White, that means you don't talk about the whites. You only focus on black folks as the trigger. You haven't talked about a Latino. You ain't talked about a Korean. You ain't talked about Asians. You only focus on black folks. To keep that going on because it fits your demographic on your website. Now, people gangbang because there's nothing to do. Let me repeat. I grew up in the hood where there were many gangs. Every block was a different gang. And why? Because they grew up where their uncle, their cousin, whoever lived in that house, salute brother, whoever lived in that house was normally in that gang. So they end up being the gang that they grew up around. So if you grew up knowing that, that's what you normally become. Or your neighborhood. So you normally on that block, everybody on this block was in a gang. My block, nobody was in a gang. Our block didn't play that. My family didn't play that. So I grew up differently. But if I grew up on drugs, like my friends that went to school with me, we all didn't grow up the same. I had a friend, I told you, his uncle then was pushing him to sell drugs. At 10, his uncle was selling drugs to his mama. The mama's on drugs telling him, "Hey, don't you touch my stash." At 8, 9, don't turn anything. Burnt spoons, burnt spoons on the floor, everything. He grew up in that and was going to school through that. And then when he's 11 and 12, he's selling drugs. Why did suburbanites start gangbanging? Well, people from the city started moving out to the suburbs, and people thought it would be cool. It was more like a crew thing. But the thing is, there wasn't a lot to do. They closed down a lot of educational programming. They used to have computer labs. See, all you have to do is go in a community that's flourishing, and you see all of the environments and all of the tools that you need to progress the children into higher education. From 5 to 6 years old, they're making it fun to learn electronics and economics. In India, all these Indian students that they have out here, they're teaching their kids math and economics early so it becomes fun to them. Their goals is to be doctors and lawyers. Their degrees in medicine. Why do you think if you go to a hospital, you see Kuturopathy, MD, you look on that damn doctor list and you see how many Indian people on there. They taught me the system because I had Indian friends. So I learned their system on how they're they're economically empowered. They have their own community out here. They bought all these homes, 700,000 and up out here. And their system was simple. Each one teach one. They would bring their cousin and nephew over here on papers. The government gives them money to come in on a what they call the international exchange program and all that stuff. They get money coming in from overseas. You've been here your whole life and can't get a loan. But they can get money coming from overseas. They get a leg up. Starting off with about $20,000 coming into the country. So what they do is they give that $20,000 to their uncle, who that they live with, or cousin. And what they would do, because the cousin would have his own business, and the Indian people I knew, they had Dunkin' Donuts. They had a whole string of Dunkin' Donuts. This man owned like 4. And what they would do is he would bring his cousin over, put him through business school, which is a 2-year program. Let him work at the Dunkin' Donuts so he could shadow him and know how to run the business. 2 years after he gets his business license, he goes out and he saves all of his money. While he's living there, rent-free, everything, food, you don't pay anything. You don't pay a utility, you don't pay nothing. You pay them by going to school. You get your 2-year degree at a business college. And once you get your 2-year degree at a business college and you've been working and you got 2 years of experience shadowing and watching your uncle who runs this business, who's teaching you, you can go get a loan. Use the money, all the money you've saved for 2 years as a down payment, get a loan and open up your own Dunkin' Donuts. Then it's your turn to bring the next family member over from the country. And you do the same thing for them. And that part, your job is over. The guy who did that, your job's over. You have no more obligation to the family. It's up to each and everyone's responsibility for that. I have another Indian friend named Gopi. G-O-P-I, Gopi. Gopi has a cousin who owns a gas station, a BP. And he showed him how to own a BP. He said, you're going to need about $15,000, $20,000 down. If you can come up with $15,000, $20,000 in cash, you can get the loan to get the gas station. When the lot opens up, you have to check. We know one, and you can have it. But you got to start. You know what Gopi did? You know what Gopi did? Gopi and his wife took 2 extra jobs. Well, they took a job each. So each one is working 2 jobs. They couldn't even see their kid. Barely they saw each other. They both took extra jobs and took that extra check and put that to the side so they could get the 20 grand to put down on the gas station. They didn't think about, I need to buy this jacket or this coat. They had a goal. No, I'm not big up in Indians. I'm big up in the system. You got to think. That's all you hear? Is I'm big up in Indians? No, they giving you the blueprint. You got to think. Right. They giving you a blueprint on how you are to be successful economically. What society is teaching you is one person make a whole lot of money and then he got to pay everybody in his family. When has that been sustainable? You're going to have your other family members trying to plot to steal the money from you, trying to kill you for it, all kind of craziness. That's not generational wealth. That money will burn faster than oil. One, because they can't sustain it. Other people who've had it, tried it. It's not sustainable. That system don't work because you're putting your other family member in a higher tax bracket. Just by giving them this kind of money, they will be in a higher tax bracket that they can't afford. Exactly. Follow the blueprints. The crumbs is out there. See, Charleston ain't telling you these things. He's not telling you how the gangbangers are getting all these drugs. Don't none of them go to Colombia. Don't none of them go to Mexico. Don't none of them work in chem lab. None of them can make crystal meth. How the hell they got access to these drugs? How the hell they got all these state-of-the-art guns that I can't even get a license for? I got to go through all this red tape just to get my hands on one. And they are criminals with guns, running out on the streets with no remorse. And everybody know your life expectancy is about 4 to 5 years in those streets, and you playing with guns like that. That ain't gangbangers' fault. Because gangs have been around for 40, 50 years, longer than that. And they didn't come out taking everybody's lives. They was funded by the United States government. They were helping the community. They just all weren't called Black Panthers. They were inspired by Black Panthers. Out in Oakland, here we had the Black Police Stone Rangers. They were making sure the kids go to school. They'll be the big gangbangers. They be, hey, what you doing, little dude? Go to school. No, don't come around here. Oh, no, don't check about what we doing. Yo, you know your mama be on your butt, man. Go to school. I'm serious. Those were real OGs back in the day. Don't do what I'm doing. You take your butt to school. You see, like I said, what Charleston been getting away with is playing on the pain and trying to get hot takes. If everybody said Nipsey Hussle died, he gonna be, man, F Nipsey Hussle. He wasn't nothing but a no good gangbanger, F him. Then that gets everybody attention, like what? And then you was just riding with his OG, you know, somebody that knew him and respected him. And then you do that. It's just like, that's counterproductive. It's hypocrisy. Then it's counterproductive. You just with his homeboy. Why you talking about you gonna pee on his grave and all this kind of nonsense, man? You don't even play like that, period. That's why some of these young kids are out here dying, because they think that's cool. Because we know about it already. A man filmed a video of him peeing on his op's grave. And what happened? They took his little daughter's life in a drive-through of a McDonald's. Little girl, 4 years old, about 4, 5 years old. They just shot up the whole car because you aggravating people you don't even know. You don't play with people who's deceased. You let those people rest in peace. Yeah, that's horrible. It's horrible on each side. But see, ain't nobody around to tell them that's stupid. Don't do that. That man ain't here no more. Game over for him. You know, that's it. Let his family mourn him. Do you know? Yeah, that happened last year. Exactly. You know, and it's sad because I don't want to highlight all the negativity that they do, because the news do enough of it. So I don't be wanting to talk about it. That's why I ain't really talked that much about PNB Rock and all that. Then it was another rapper died right after him. So it's a cycle that's going on, because most of these people don't even have rap contracts, and they just throw rap right in it because he just decided he wanted to make some songs. He wasn't even signed to a record deal. So is he a rapper? But no, they be, oh, he made some mixtapes, so another rapper was killed. Because that's what they want to promote. It's the most dangerous 9 to 5 in the world. They'll tell you that everywhere they go. Oh, it's the most dangerous 9 to 5 in the world. Now, the people don't come at Charleston White because it's like, okay, this dude's an attention monger. He wants to create controversy. He's not really about doing anything. If he does charity work, it's just so he can say he did charity work. You've seen guys like that. So that's why I stayed back. And that's why I'm glad I went on that live stream with Kwame. But Kwame gave the man a chance. And that's all you could ever do in this world, is give a man a chance. And they show you who they are. And once you learn who they are, believe them. Believe them. They ain't about what they say they about. Because he do all this tough talk, and then when it's unscripted and people run up, he calling the police. His security is always with him, and he calling the police. And they show up fast when Charleston White called. They got the camera crew. They got everybody there when he called. Now, why is that? Why come all these people come and follow him everywhere and give him outlets? You'll have DJ Vlad come get him. All y'all criticizing this man is saying it are part of the problem. This is the truth that you can apply to your life. Yep. We didn't seen it. But if you ain't gonna blame, when have you heard Charleston White blame anybody white? White people don't commit no crimes. White people don't do nothing, right? He's never had nothing to say about anybody white. Only time he mentioned white is his name, Charleston White. White, that probably ain't even his name. I told you, we had a punk on here do the same thing. He want to act tough and was acting like he want all the smoke and he gonna pull up on everybody and he, former basketball player. In here talking tough, going back on a drunk show every night, talking king talk. Then when he was getting his butt whooped every night and he couldn't keep up, then it was, why you in it, man? Then it goes to, I'm going to court. I'm going to court on you and you and you and you. And we were like, man, look, go home, man. Go away. We through with you. Yeah, we already see what you is. So it's just like that. I can say his name. I just don't want to. No, he's an irrelevant human being. What's up, Uncle Frank? No, that's because of us. We highlight. He knows white people ain't gonna highlight him. White people got enough sense to stay away from him. Do we look shook? Do I look shook? He said there are 1,000 CWs in Texas. Exactly. But there's 1,000 of them that don't play. And they don't get this type of attention. What he does is promote other people to do it because they see him doing it. They want to go on social media and do it. They want to be the next Charleston White. Charleston White tells everybody, right? He telling T.I. and his son, I'm calling the police. That's a threat. That's a threat. He threatened me. Yeah. You and your future gangbanger son, while you out there, you and your wife out there doing all the sex things. I'm calling the police. That's threat. You threatened me. Hello? 911? I'll hold. That's threat. Now, if you why you gonna do all of that crazy activity, then turn around and want to go run, call the police? That's exactly what this punk did over here talking about what he finna do. Run to the courts. Because he losing. That's what they do. So you ignore people like that. Now, what happens if we ignore Charleston White? What happens if we ignore Kanye West? What happens if we ignore all of the stuff that is counterproductive to all of us? You think I give a damn about that dude roasting me? I could care less. That doesn't do anything. He'll do anything but make me get more subscribers. Subscribers that I probably don't even damn need. I wouldn't want any of the people that's riding with him to do any damn thing. Now, he has some good points. He made some good points before. But then he go off the tracks and off the rails and start going into this is how I get my views. And once you start going there, he gives you no education, no food. I've given you, in 45 minutes, I've given you more knowledgeable information that can help better your life in this video, if anybody was smart enough to catch it, than any video he's ever made. I'm willing to take the Pepsi challenge today. Where did I lie, Mr. Stacks Wild Willis? Tell me where I lied. He said, you didn't. I'm just saying. Oh, okay. Yeah, the internet is a hell of a drug for people. And if you ain't careful, it'll come grab you. Don't forget to get on the Patreon, the Car Center for Life Patreon. Man, I don't care about that. That's nonsense. See, that's what keeps you distracted. You so worried about what another man's saying. He gonna cap on you. Oh, he finna go hard. He can go hard. I'd rather he go smart. Show me smart. Everybody want to show you they hard. Show me smart. That's how you impress me. Y'all talking about this punk. Yeah, y'all was playing checkers. You and Kwame, they playing chess. No, we ain't. We ain't playing neither. We playing baccarats. It's a whole different game. But y'all don't know it. But you don't tell people nothing. They can't see something until it's dead smack in their face. We just got out the punk business. Now there's no more punks. The air is nice, the birds are chirping, the sun's out. It's like, man, it's a beautiful day. We punk free over here. No more punk activities. No more time wasting thieves. It's a beautiful day. Right. That's what I'm saying. Charleston White shows me smart. And it ain't smart that you can make a lot of money by talking a bunch of crap to somebody. Show me smart, brother. That's all I'm saying. Because what's the end result of this? You got to keep running in and out of holes like a mouse. You can't go out to eat without looking over your shoulder. There's somebody gonna blow your head off. Is that the life? Look at academics. He gotta live in a hole in the basement, like a little rat gerbil he is. That's what he gotta do. He could brag about the millions of dollars he can't even enjoy spending because he gotta keep a head on. He gotta walk out with security, scared. Complex used to send a car to pick this man up because he was too scared to drive to the facility. Complex would send this man a car to pick him up, and he would go from his house to the car keep his head down. Like, can't nobody see this big elephant with knock knees going into the car. They're gonna be, here's the knock-kneed elephant getting out of the car. Nobody was after him. He thought people was after him. People just didn't care about him enough. He's repeatedly said he plays a character on the internet. Well, see, that character, people ain't finna come up and run up on you with masks on and all that still and start asking questions. And that 1.2 seconds, a lot of things are flashed between your eyes, in front of your eyes, of why did I do this? I should have stopped. I should have, if I had a chance to do it all over again, would I? All these thoughts are going to be crossing your head. No. He flies to Miami to get going out there to meet strippers who they promising they going to make careers out of. And they get young strippers from 18 and 19, and they go on this Fresh and Fit, who a lot of sponsorships have walked away from already because they were stupid in their ways, trying to sleep with some of these girls who are strippers anyway, and they just there for the money. So yeah, they don't mind sleeping with somebody who they think got some notoriety. So you're not doing anything or proving anything sleeping with a stripper. What'd that do? If you got the money, they got the time. That's how that works. But they're so stupid, they're setting themselves up to be exploited by these girls. Not all these strippers are as airheaded as you think. Some of them got plans, and they plans to be having you set up, put in a situation where you were put in a box, or you put in another box. Either the pine box or iron box with bars. And you'd be, I didn't even do anything. It's like, yep, don't matter. Does not matter. But people got to learn the hard way because they've never been in this game before. They got hit with it early on a smaller scale by some girls who were smaller. They weren't as knowledgeable on how to do things. If they get a professional woman who does this for a living, they run into her, she gonna stick those idiots for every dime they thought they had. Well, see, that's what academics wants. He wants everybody that's ignorant to come join him. People who dive way below in beef. He want all them. Oh yeah, he got beef. Oh, this is good. This is his. Oh, let me take you. Tammy, Hassan. He wanted to grab Kwame because he saw he was in a beef with somebody. Ooh, I can get Kwame Brown. Let me get Kwame. That didn't work. So now he got to go get everybody around him because he's missing out on all this action. He was burning up the internet with views. I need that. Well, you got to understand. See, I'm different. I've actually had a life before YouTube. I've been around celebrities. I've done everything before YouTube. These guys didn't have a life before YouTube. They were completely nobodies. I mean, nobodies. Like they were not one person of celebrity stature knew them at all. They never been around anybody. Before YouTube and everything, I'm in the ring with Don King. I'm doing all kind of stuff. I'm working with Don King Promotions. Floyd Mayweather and I We at every event. So I was all over the place doing stuff. What were they doing? You see me on 24/7 HBO. We've been everywhere. We've seen all this stuff. So while everybody else was figuring it out, we were already doing it. So it didn't impress me. It never impressed me when anybody else was doing it because I've seen it and done it. So I'm like, I don't need to go back to that life. I mean, for what? Unless there's some money involved, what do I need to do that for? I'll hang out if they come to town. Other than that, I'm not really interested. I'm about bettering and helping other people, better their lives, get jobs so they can take care of their families and be able to teach trades to people. I'm like, man, how easier my life would have been had I had picked up a lot of the knowledge my grandfather did. But I was always working and doing my job in business field. But if I was really thinking, he taught me how to put a starter on the car. And I know some of the basics there, but a lot of that disconnect got lost when they broke up the black communities and the families and they took the dads out of the homes. You see, Granddaddy, he might have been a Rolling Stone. It might have had a couple of women on the side, but he came home. Dad came home. Dad knew some things about how to fix the sink. Give me them pliers. It might be some pliers stuck on the damn thing, but it's gonna be there. Some pliers gonna be there, some vice grips. Some vice grips gonna be there. Them vice grips gonna be there for like 6, 7, 20 years. Them vice grips gonna be there holding. Give me them vice grips. You see, so yeah, he might have slept around and y'all might think, man, she's stupid to keep staying with him. Why? So she can bring in the next guy she don't know who gonna do the same thing, probably worse. Figure it out with what you know. Be like, yeah, he cheats around, but he does things. He gonna fix the stove. He gonna fix the car. Whenever I catch him messing up, I know I got him in the grease. He gonna be nice for a while because I ain't gonna cook. See, women, y'all don't understand how cooking and cleaning work. You see all these bad Instagram models. Do you know most of them girls can't even wash their own clothes? They don't even know how to wash clothes. They just nasty. I've seen that, and it was disgusting. All these clothes like on a big pile of the floor. I'm like, what is this? I'm like Samuel Jackson. This some repugnant shit. Big pile of clothes on the floor. They fine as hell, but they nasty. Yeah, I said, fine and nasty? I can't deal with fine and nasty. Fine and nasty don't work with me. Nah, so people don't understand. A woman that can clean the house, cook, and do all these things and take care of a family, that's invaluable. That's what keep a marriage together. Not saying that a woman got to be on her hands and knees and that's what you better cook and clean. Like, that's all she better do. I mean, the husband, you don't want no man that can't take care of himself either. What if you're sick? See, people don't think about that. They're going to marry these women because of their bodies and how they look. Okay, what if she gets sick? And you got to be there to nurse her back to health. She down. Now you got to take care of things. You got a little girl. Y'all got a daughter. Mom's down. Little daughter needs her hair done. You're going to have to learn how to do that, bruh. You're going to have to learn how to take care of your daughter. You're going to have to learn how to be a man and take care of responsibilities. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand that is the fabric. That is the glue to keeping families together. It's the little things. Everybody trying to equate everything to sex. It's the other rooms that you got to be able to get through. Because if you can't exist in the other rooms together, time just going by and y'all are just empty. I know. That's what I'm saying. There wasn't no going to no tailors. Wasn't a tailor gonna touch you back then. Black folks couldn't go into businesses and just say, hey, I need this alteration done. Can you fix this? No, we had to do it ourselves. We couldn't trust going in the store. When those racist people in there might have took your life. They would have took you in the back, beat you to death. You don't want to go in those places you ain't wanting. So we did it ourselves. Fruits and vegetables, we grew it. We said, we ain't going into your produce store. We're going to grow our own fruits and vegetables. Ours was so good that people would go and buy it from us on the streets. Like, man, look at how ripe their tomatoes are. We knew something about farming because we came from the South. So we knew how to get down. Yeah, that's history. Humanity. That's what we're missing out on. You know, humanity. People are not human anymore. They don't act human. They don't do human things. They act and respond like animals. Self-pleasuring. Savage behavior. They even promote that. I'm a goon. I'm a savage. I'm a killer. Anything negative. That's the image they want you to look. And they want you to, what did I do to avoid gangs? The gangs weren't looking to recruit somebody that didn't want to join. I was too busy going to school, playing sports, not involved in the nonsense that they was. Plus, I knew the people in my neighborhood that were before they joined gangs. So it's like what they was gonna do to me. It's gonna be like, Marvin, go sit down, man. Before they got nicknames. And it's sad, some of them aren't here anymore. But like I said, it's about households. My friend who ain't here no more, I told you, he was introduced to a very different life than I was. I grew up in a nurturing household where none of my family even touched drugs. They didn't even smoke. Nobody had a tattoo. You know, this was the attitude in our household. But just because I grew up that way don't mean that I get to hold my head up like, nah, I did it, you can do it. No, a lot of people need help. Not everybody can do it the same way you did it. They didn't grow up the same way you did. So I don't look down on people, because they might be in a gang or they might be on drugs. You don't know their circumstances that led to them being there. It ain't like they had the world by the balls and they said, I just want to go to the block and rep. Nah, it don't be that way, bro. And it's kind of disingenuous to just say, kill them all. Because now you sound like the other side. That's something they would say. Because it's not their fault either. The majority of them are being fed through the news. That's the only time they know about black activity is through the news. A lot of them are not around black people. They might see one black person in their, or two in their life. And that person is probably married to a white person. So they've not been in a black environment. They don't understand what it's like. Because everywhere they went, majority of the people look like them. So they can't identify with what's going on. They just see the news. 12 shot. Oh my God. Why? Why do they just keep killing themselves? This is ridiculous. So they are not going to put in their mind, well, what conditions are they living in? How did they get like that? They're not going to go that far. They're going to see the clip on the news while they're in the middle of doing something and be like, it is just terrible. Because it is terrible. If you see a little kid getting killed and they keep on promoting that, it's to keep you to stay segregated. That's the news job. The news job is to push fear and keep you segregated. That was why it was created. The election time is to feed you to the polls. When a white guy commits a crime and go in and take out his whole family over drugs and all that stuff is on the news for 2 seconds. And it is off. And they'd be like, oh, look at Sadie. She's 3. Look at her playing in the dandelions. And look, she's bringing one to her mom. Oh, that's so sweet. They go to that. They go to a puff piece. They ain't going to focus on old Brett that one went crazy unless it's worldwide news. Like the Highland Park massacre. Other than that, nothing. Exactly. It has been proven that white people buy more hip hop records than blacks. Let's state this for the facts. Hip hop is a dominated African American, mom and pop started industry. And the most people that buys the music now are white people. When they have these shows and concerts, there's damn near more white people there than black. Especially at these stadiums and these concerts. But black people get the black eye for everything negative that happens. And these artists are being promoted throughout the suburban lands in the whole landscape. I didn't have to avoid the gangs. I just knew better than to join them. Because when you got other family members, like your cousins that didn't grow up in your immediate household, and other friends and stuff, and they join gangs, and they're all in different gangs. So what I'm gonna do? Go against my friend, my homie? Be like, man, we were all friends. Now you can't talk to him because he's in another gang? Like, that's crazy. Now you didn't put yourself, you used to could go everywhere in the world. Now you on a 3-block radius. I didn't see the benefit of that. There was no health benefits, dental, nothing. This didn't seem ideal for me. Plus, I knew my family would kill me. See, that element is missing. The fact that we didn't do something because we knew our mama, her daddy, and family members, they didn't play that. See, when you had the daddy don't play that mentality, somebody that's on their back, making sure that homework done, it's a different world. Especially when your grandfather hands is bigger than your damn face. You wouldn't want to try him at no age. My grandfather's nickname was Geach, and he didn't play. Playing wasn't in his vocabulary. To everybody else, he was Uncle Pop. I was a big, powerful man that you ain't want to play with on no levels. My uncles wasn't trying. I wouldn't suggest nobody trying. Good man, but don't you cross him. Shoot, old man strength. Dude was powerful. Tell you, that dude could do every single thing another human being couldn't do to save his life. Absolutely. That man could fix an entire car from scratch. And I'm like, how did you learn all this? He was like, because we had to survive. He came from kerosene lamps. Not everybody had electricity as a necessity. They couldn't just go to the power company and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I need y'all to come out here and hook me up. They ain't even have a telephone. They had to walk damn near 12 miles to get to school and 12 miles back home down a road that could be unsafe. So everybody traveled together. Nobody was left behind. This is what you had to go through back then to survive. So these traits wasn't, well, I just need to know. He was the electrician. He was the plumber. He knew how to take care of things. Anything that a man would do, he would do. Paint? No, ain't no painter coming in there. He painting it. Fixing the roof? Oh, we gonna get up there and tar that roof down. We're gonna go to the Home Depot, get the supplies. We finna do that. Let's go. Let's get it. That's how he was. Because you had to do that to survive. The less you depend on them, the more independent you can depend on yourself. Like, he'd be pissed off with me. He'd be real pissed off with me about one thing. Me delegating people to do it, but I'd be telling him, like, I'd be like, Geach, look, I need my time. I know how to do it. I just don't have the time. I'd rather have that time I need working to do other things. But it ain't that I can't do it. Now, if I had no choice to do it, I know how to do it. But he'd be, man, you wasting this money paying them, man. You know you could do that yourself. I know. I got a housekeeper, but still I clean up stuff. I'm not gonna be a slob. See, that's how you get slobbish mentality. The people be like, I got a housekeeper. I just kick everything on the floor, and I'm gonna throw that down. I'm like, I ain't gonna do that. I want to keep my house as clean as it could be. But when she get here, it's her job to get to the areas I ain't finna get to. I ain't getting on the floors and getting all the spider webs up and all that. That's why I have a housekeeper for that. That's why they're hired. Hello, Ukrainian. What's up? I can cook, Q. I could cook if my life depend on it. I don't swim, but if you threw me in the water, I'll feel like I ain't gonna drown. That's just how I am. I had that survival instinct. Oh man, my cousin, she still was mad at me. When we was kids, I was like, if your hand bigger than your face, you got diarrhea. And she was like, and I punched her face, her hand. Remember you used to do that as kids? Man, she was so hot. I was like, your hand bigger than your face, you got diarrhea. She was like, and I pop. Man, that used to be the fun game back in the day. If anybody fall for that, you know that's what you're supposed to do. Nah, man. I ain't been on that. Just staying strong, man. Doing what I do. Just doing that thing I do. So anyway, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Don't forget to get on the Patreon today. We got that Blueface thing coming up later. That's gonna be pretty big. Like, we giving out jobs. I don't know why people sleeping on that. Like, HD was on there, and it's like, man, dude, the people getting jobs. They I hope they get the trucking job. Now, here's the thing: we're telling you how to and where to apply, and we're not saying they finna hire you just because we got you. We don't know your situation or nothing, so we ain't like, hey, man, where the job? So we're getting people the information so that they can go out and get jobs. Hey, if you can do that, Dark Kent, that's what's up. So thank y'all for y'all time, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna keep y'all this long. It's been an hour and a half. I got stuff to do. I know y'all got stuff to do. So let's get to work.